Welcome to Denton Outdoors. Today I'm running the Wichita Mountains. I'm basically going to take the whole day and just run as much as I can, and we're starting with Elk Mountain. Views are getting pretty good, probably about halfway up. Made it to the top. I passed a bunch of people coming up here, but I got the whole peak to myself right now. It took me about 19 minutes to get up here. I'm gonna sit and enjoy it for just a little bit, and then we'll get on back down the mountain. Start heading down. I'm going to try to be really controlled with this going down. I don't want to get my quads all shot up before I have to run all the other trails I want to run. Made it up and down Elk Mountain in about 46 minutes. Gonna take a little break at the car before I start the next trail. The next trail I'm running is the Sharon Gardens Trail. Starts at the same trailhead as the Elk Mountain Trail, and it should take me over to the Treasure Lake Trailhead, go by Post Oak Falls. So we'll see if we can make it over there. Just turned on to the trail to take us over to Treasure Lake, and already the views are amazing. I knew this would happen, but it's pretty thick back in here. I'm following Post Oak Creek. There are a couple different ways to get over to Treasure Lake, and I chose the Post Oak Trail to start, and then this will connect to the Sharon's Garden, but it's pretty rocky, pretty grown up. I'm kind of having to hike some of this. I've been on this trail before, and every single time it's so hard to follow because there's so many just offshoots of different trails that look like they could be the main trail. Like, here's a trail here, there's literally one right next to it, and that's how it is all through back here. So I always use a GPS to help me navigate, and I would recommend having a GPS back here if you do this too. I can see Post Oak Falls off in the distance, and it's flowing, so we'll get on over there. Made it over to Post Oak Falls, and I got it all to myself, so I'm gonna sit and take a little bit of a break before I make my way over to Treasure Lake. On my way over to Treasure Lake, and if I remember right, I should have good trail just like this all the way over there. Made it to the Treasure Lake Trailhead. I'm gonna take a break just for a little bit, look at the lakes, and then we'll get heading back the other way. Heading back to the car. Gonna try to make this as quick as I can. Still got a lot of running to do today. All right, so now I've got a choice to make. So this big rock splits two different trails that come in and meet together that go to the Treasure Lake trailhead. I came on the one on this side, which is the Post Oak Trail, and then the one that's right here is actually the one that's called the Sharon's Garden Trail. I know I've tried to do this one before, and there's tons of big boulders, and I haven't found a way through before, but I've only tried it once, and I think I'm gonna try to go back that way and see if I can find my way through it. All right, we made it to the huge boulder field, and it's been a few years since I did this and tried to make my way through this part of the trail, but then I did not have GPS, and I've got a GPS right now. So if I somehow get off trail or can't figure out where I'm going, hopefully the GPS can help me figure it out. Man, these boulders are huge, and this is like a cave down in the boulders. I feel a lot of cold air coming out of there. I'm glad I went that way. The trail was actually pretty easy to follow. It was neat to see the big boulders, and got to come back a different way than I went out. So I went out there going Post Oak Creek, and then it meets up with the Sharon's Garden Trail about halfway. So I should be getting pretty close to the trailhead, or at least the main trail that gets us to the trailhead. At the next trailhead, about to start the Bison Trail. This will be the longest trail I do today. I think it's somewhere between 5 and 6 miles, but it should be pretty flat and pretty easy. So if we don't get stopped by any bison, I think we'll probably get it done in an hour or an hour and a half. Had to take just a little trail to get over to the start of the Bison Trail, and there's a map here, and it says it's 8-mile loop, so a little longer than I thought. We'll try to get it done in 2 hours. I hiked this trail a couple years ago, and I remember it kind of kicking my butt. I definitely wasn't in the shape I am today, and there were a lot of tough things on the second half of the trail. Almost stepped on a rattlesnake and got stopped by some bison. So kind of hoping that this is a lot easier than it was a few years ago for me. The sun has kind of come out and it's warmed up a bit. I wish I brought my sunglasses, but I thought it was going to be overcast all day. Oh man, I'm also kind of hoping I don't run out of water. It is feeling pretty warm out. Just passed a couple of guys, said there's a bison just up here a little ways, so keep my eyes out for it. Been moving really well and making really good time so far. Climbed up a little ways, and I could see the buffalo the guys were talking about, but he must have moved off the trail a little more by the time I got to him, because I didn't even see him from the trail. I just checked my Garmin to see where I'm at on the trail, and I'm making fantastic time. I knew this trail was pretty easy. I just didn't know, if bison would be slowing me down or whatnot. But yeah, making great time. I'm gonna come up to a few intersections, so I have to choose some trails, but I think I'll probably keep going the longer way around because I'm feeling great, and that'll put me about halfway done. Last time I was here and I did this trail, I took this trail behind me to cut off some of the loop, but I'm doing the full loop this time because I'm feeling great. I can see some bison way off in the distance over there up on the ridge, but I don't think I'll be able to get them with the camera. Made it to the French Lake Trailhead, about halfway done. Oh, I think I'm gonna walk this next section of trail, kind of fighting some fears because this is where I saw and almost stepped on the rattlesnake a few years ago, so I'm just gonna keep my eyes down and walk through it. Made it through, no snakes this time, thank goodness. The next portion, which is, we're getting pretty close to the end actually. The next portion is through a wide open prairie land. I'd imagine we'll be able to see some bison somewhere. Last time I did this, there were also bison like right on the trail, so I had to go around them. But yeah, hopefully we see some. Not a bison, but a big old longhorn in the trail. I'm just gonna hop over this little creek right here and make my way around him. Out in the open now. See one bison really far. There's a couple bison off to my right, but they're a good 150 yards away. None right in the path though, which is good. Just finished up the bison loop. Took an hour and 25 minutes. I find it hard to believe that that was 8 miles. I don't think it was 8 miles. I think it was shorter than that. But I still got water, still got fuel. So the kite trail is what I took to get over here, like a quarter mile, the kite trail. And it's only like 2 miles out and back, and kind of follows this this kind of canyon right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag that on and do it from point to point. Made it to the end of the kite trail. Time to run it back to the car. Bison trail and kite trail done. Took just about exactly 2 hours. I'm gonna run a new trail that I've never done here before. The Burford Lake Trail. Should be really easy. It's only a mile out and back. So yeah, shouldn't take very long. Let's get it done. Well, that was a nice little short run. Getting ready for the last run of the day. Going to be running up Mount Scott. It is one of the taller mountains here in the Wichitas. There's a road up and down, and it's about 1,000 feet. So let's go get it done. Okay, time to go wreck the legs. I'm kind of worried. I always hate running on the road. So I got my Nightcore headlamp on backwards, and I got it on its red flashing mode. And then I've also got this like orange thing on, so hopefully all the cars see me. Making my way up. I'm just trying to keep it slow and really steady, trying not to burn myself out before I get to the top. This is really painful. Oh my God. Made it to the top. My God, that was really hard. Just checked Strava and I kept a pretty consistent pace coming up here. It's about 2 miles. And I was doing 11-minute, 30-second miles. There's still a little smoke over at the military fort. Yesterday when I got here, there was so much smoke. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to run very much. But luckily, there's way less smoke today, and I've been able to do everything I wanted to do. All right, I'm going to start heading back down. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to hurt more or less than coming up, but I'm sure it'll be faster. Going down has been much easier. Just finished, and there's a bison here to greet me at the end. Well, that was quite the day of running. I'm gonna have to total up how many miles I did and how much elevation gain I did. This whole day was kind of dedicated to training for the Leadville Silver Rush 50 mile that I'm racing in July. So pretty good day of training. Oh man, thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. I think it's time to go get a good burger to eat.